able to say thank you to the ministers that were present. Tonight, I'm not forgetting about the ministers because we have a few of them around the table here, and I'm very grateful and very honored to have them with us. That proves that they are interested in what we're doing, and this is very important for us because, as I said this morning, this is an encouragement for EMFC to continue to work in Africa. Now, tonight, I address myself especially to those of you who are here and who represent or who are small holders, who are the ones who come here in order to find help, in order to find technological help, in order to find financial help. And that is what, you know, is what EMFC tries to do. They bring together what I call is the salt of the earth. It is the young entrepreneurs, the young people who want to extend their business, who want to improve their business. And you are those people. And as I said this morning, Africa is coming up. Africa is the future. Africa has to fight to get its place in the world. And as I said this morning, in the weapon that Africa has is you people. If you people manage to develop your business, if you people manage to work together with all the other people that are represented here, with all the banks, the companies, etc., we will be able to achieve what we try to do, namely build a strong Africa which is not only capable of feeding itself, it is also capable of exporting food to the rest of the world. Because we like your food and we want your food. Ah, pardon, excusez-moi, il faut que je ne vais pas dire tout en français, je vais simplement dire que ce matin j'ai eu l'occasion de remercier les excellences qui étaient là. Mais ce soir, je voudrais m'adresser particulièrement à ceux qui sont venus ici pour découvrir comment améliorer leurs exploitations agricoles. C'est l'agriculture qui nous intéresse parce que nous croyons honnêtement, et nous croyons vraiment que l'agriculture, le développement de l'agriculture, c'est le futur de l'Afrique. L'Afrique est un continent émergent. Et là, d'être venu ici, merci de coopérer avec nous et merci de trouver des solutions à vos problèmes. Merci bien.
No, Professor Pierre Matthijssen, the president of PMRC, is the former director in charge of the regional development. So he was the one who really set the tone when they spoke and they tried to develop the collaboration between regions, various regions in Europe. When he left the European Commission, this is when he joined EMRC, and we thank you very much. Donc, le professeur Pierre Matthijssen est notre président. Et il était directeur général pour le développement régional. Et c'est lui qui a mis sur place des politiques et des méthodes pour améliorer la collaboration entre les différentes régions en Afrique. Une fois quitté la Commission européenne, quelques années plus tard, il a joint l'EMRC et nous le remercions énormément pour son savoir, pour son expérience et pour tout le reste. While we are in the thanking mood, I want to thank indeed all our partners. And I need to start with our two very solid partners because the ministry that hosts the government of Rwanda that hosts the event we've already mentioned. But we have two very solid partners since many years, and this is the FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization of the UN, and I see a few of them here. So thank you, Carlos, and all your friends. Merci beaucoup pour la FAO, notre partenaire, and thank you very much for the Rambam Foundation. Pierre Van Hedel, you saw him earlier, and the Rambam Foundation is really, I would dare even say, an histoire d'amour that lasts for quite a number of years. But in addition to the FAO and to the Rambam Foundation and the Rwanda Development Board, I would like to mention our sponsors and partners without whom this conference would not look as nice as it looks tonight. tonight and today. And this is the LR Group from Israel, Balton Group, which is Israel-British group, Banque Populaire du Rwanda, Unibrain and Farah, BTC Rwanda, FPI Congo, Foral, Ocean States from Nigeria, USA, Belgian Technical Corporation, BTC, IFTC, Braleco, Minimex, PSF, COPEC, INM, NAEB, and Rwanda Mountain, and of course the World Bank Group, the International Finance Corporation, as the forum's knowledge partner, and the African Business Roundtable is our network partner. So I feel this forum would not be as successful. Thank you. The ministry was the first one, obviously. The ministry of the government of Rwanda, obviously, the first one, the host of the forum, and the minister personally. For a few months, and I'm glad to see a successful result. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are awarding two prizes. The one is the EMRC Agribusiness Award, and the other one is the Project Incubator Award. For the Agribusiness Award of EMRC 2013, I wish to announce that this year it goes to Nigeria's Osun State. We already know what this state has achieved in terms of agricultural growth and empowerment. I will nonetheless say a few words about why this award is being bestowed on Osun State, which is a state in the southwest that has been pushing the boundaries in terms of agricultural innovation in Nigeria. It is governor of Beni Raouf Adesoji Aregbesola, excuse me if I mispronounce it, governor of the state of Osun, who has led the way in terms of revolution in Nigeria. A number of incentives have been given by the present administration to boost agricultural production in the state. These include acres of farmland have been cultivated with the support of the government of the state of Osun, valued around 1.5 billion naira, which is around $7.5 million, to support the farmers. In addition, the UNICEF Community Development Replication Initiative Program of the Ministry of Water Resources, Rural and Community Development. 1,830 farmers from the 61 coastal communities in the state have been provided farm inputs. These are sprayers, cutlasses, and herbicides. The state has also achieved a tremendous amount in terms of infrastructure. The dredging of 123 kilometers of streams, rivers, and canals throughout the state is a preventive action. In terms of education and youth, Osun government provides 150,000 e-learning tablets for senior secondary schools. The current Osun government employs 20,000 volunteers within 100 days in office under the Osun Youth Empowerment Scheme.
I must thank MRC International and Rwanda Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources for a kind invitation to be part of this gathering in this inspiring African country. Rwanda for me is an inspirational tale of great significance on the continent of Africa, especially in the sub-Saharan region. With your kind permission, I will recall the tragedy that took place here some 20 years down the line. The 1993 violent conflict was of the scale and magnitude sufficient to have sunk this small country for good. The rather pervasive occurrence of such heart-rending tragedies across our continent sadly provide anti-material for rapid Afro-pessimism of the type that views Africa as capable of producing anything good at all. Indeed, some even suggest that as a race, we patently lack any national ability to govern ourselves. My reason for mentioning this so historical point is actually to give light to this Afro-skeptic position as unfounded in reality, just as it is baseless in logic. The remarkable recovery of Rwanda from such epic disaster thus offers me a heartening point of countering the untenable position of pessimism about Africa's ability to produce competent leadership that is capable of offering a good governance for their people. The amazing transformation of Rwanda in just a matter of 2 decades and a few years is an emphatic illustration that Africa does have the capacity for sound leadership and good governance that could bring about the progressive transformation of their societies and the lives of their people. Indisputably, the fact is that in spite of the seemingly rife incidents of bad leadership across the continent, numerous centers of leadership excellence have begun to spring up in different parts of Africa, with their accompanying undeniable improvements in those societies. The state of Osun, in southwestern part of Nigeria, offers such a happy center of excellence, with a new era in focused leadership and good governance. This is a good entry for this year's Agri-Business Forum focus, which is agri-food sector, a catalyst for sustainable and inclusive growth in Africa. As a government in Osun, this team sums up our firm belief in agriculture as a fertile basis for the takeoff of our state's transformation and for sustaining it as an enduring path of economic growth and prosperity. Therefore, in an inland enclave with an agrarian economy, we have decided to transform and employ agriculture as the springboard for the transformation of the state into a modern hub of socio-economic development. And we are very hard-nosed about what we need to do about this. We are equally clear-headed. We know that agriculture is a viable big business. All it requires in our own situation is a serious leadership with a development mindset. We are propelled by the conviction that we can live well and live big off the land. But we also have to think big. Our big thinking in agriculture is encapsulated in the Osun Rural Enterprise and Agricultural Program called ORI, with particular emphasis, and I want us to note this, with particular emphasis on food production towards achieving food security for our people. ORI is a revolutionary development plan aimed at lifting agriculture in Osun from subsistence to the level of big commercial farming for maximum benefit to our farmers and the state's economic growth and development. We have been investing efforts and resources in this program to ensure that we fulfill our promises to our people who are, on the basis of these promises, elected us into leadership position. Our promise to them is that we will make life more abundant for them by banishing from their lives and their land the intractable scourges of hunger, poverty, and unemployment that have persistently dogged the continent of Africa. We are resolved to use Osun as a model under which agriculture can incubate to catalyze economic growth and sustainable development that are solidly grounded in food security. Consequently, we have deliberately chosen to pursue a different course in leadership. We call our government unusual, the sort of leadership that puts the people at the center of governance. We are driven by the steady belief that leadership should be about the people, in the interest of the people, and in the service of the people. We are of the thoroughly considered opinion that it is only when leadership is viewed from this perspective that governance can be given towards ensuring the good life of the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. Just a very quick introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we please ask you for another few minutes of silence? Another few minutes of attention. Thank you so much.
As you probably know, I'm from the...
Yes.